A woman's pure love is one of the most powerful forces on this earth. It's not just about romance, it's about intention, loyalty, and sacrifice. When a woman loves purely, she's not calculating what she's getting back, she's pouring out what's inside of her. That love builds homes, restores broken men, and nurtures generations. But the sad truth is, in today's world, purity and love is often mistaken for weakness. Let me educate you. Purity is not weakness, it's strength. The love with a clean heart in a dirty world. The woman's love is a foundation for generations. A pure hearted woman doesn't just love one man, she leaves a legacy that impacts her children, her community, and even the way the world sees. Her patience, her nurturing spirit, and her ability to forgive become lessons that echo in her children's relationships. That's why when we talk about legacy, we can't just talk about money or fame. We can't talk about money or fame. We must talk about love, because love is what truly lasts. A woman's pure love creates values that money can never buy. Protecting her heart is protecting her legacy. A woman's pure love is sacred. And when she gives it to the wrong person, her heart gets scarred. The truth is, too many women waste their pure love on men who haven't earned it. That's why education is important. Women must know their worth, and men must understand the responsibility of receiving such a gift. When a man mishandles a pure hearted woman, he's not just breaking her heart, he's corrupting a legacy. Protect her heart, and you protect generation. A pure lover brings healing. Let me be real with you. The world is hurting. Men are broken. Families are divided. Children are lost. But when a woman loves purely, her love becomes healing. She believes in a man when he doubts himself. She holds a home together when the world tries to pull it apart. Her love can heal wounds that no doctor can see. That's why her legacy is not about what she owned, but about who she healed, who she raised, who she raised, and who she inspired. The sacrifice behind pure love isn't cheap. It comes with sacrifice. A woman who loves purely gives her time, her energy, her youth, her prayers. She sacrifices so much so others can stand tall. And too often the world overlooks this sacrifice. But if you look closely, every great man, every thriving home, every strong family is standing on the silent sacrifices of a pure hearted woman. Her legacy is not just in what she gave, it's in what she gave up. Living to honor her love. If you've ever received the love of a pure hearted woman, you have a responsibility to honor it. Whether it's your mother, your wife, your grandmother, or even a teacher who loved you purely, you must live in a way that reflects the love they poured into you, because her legacy is not finished when her life ends. It continues through you, so don't take her for granted. Live with integrity, build with purpose, and pass on the same kind of love that shaped you. The legacy of a woman's pure love is the foundation of every great story. Don't mistake it for weakness. It is the greatest strength on earth. If we honor it, we create a world where love heals, families thrive, and generations walk in strength. When we talk about a woman's pure love, we're talking about something that cannot be measured with money, fame, or status. It's not transactional, it's not about keeping score. A woman who loves purely gives from the deepest part of her soul. She doesn't ask, what do I get back? She says, what can I give? That kind of love is rare and it's sacred. It is a force that has the power to build nations, raise kings and queens, and nurture dreams that may have never taken flight without her belief. Too often in today's society, we mistake purity for weakness. We think that because someone is gentle, forgiving, and loving without conditions, they are somehow. But let me tell you the truth. It takes far more strength to keep a pure heart than it does to harden yourself. Anyone can become cold. Anyone can become bitter. But it takes courage. It takes faith. It takes resilience to love purely in a world that constantly teaches you to guard your heart with walls and weapons. When a woman loves purely, she becomes a source of life. Her love doesn't just uplift the person she directs it to, it spills over to everyone connected to her. You'll see it in how she cares for her family, how she sacrifices for her children, how she believes in a man who doesn't even believe in himself. Her love has the ability to water dead places, to bring back hope in situations that others have already written off. That's why it's so dangerous to dismiss or abuse such a love. If you've ever seen a man who is broken by life rise again, often you'll find behind him a woman who refused to give up on him. That's the power of pure love. Now, purity doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean a woman won't get tired or won't make mistakes. It means her intentions are clean. She loves without games, without manipulation, without hidden motives. Her love is rooted in sincerity, and that is what gives it power. And here's what we must understand: just because her love is pure doesn't mean it should be taken for granted. Too many men and too many people in general mishandle that love because they think it will always be there. But pure love is not an unlimited resource when it's mistreated. Even the purest heart can grow weary if it is constantly poured out without being respected. So here's a lesson: purity in love is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. It is easy to walk away, easy to stop caring, easy to shut down. But it is a warrior spirit that chooses to love despite pain, to give despite betrayal, and to stay true despite disappointment. A woman who loves purely is not weak. She is one of the strongest beings alive. Her legacy is written not in what she receives, but in what she gives, and when her love is honored, it creates a foundation that generations can stand on. When a woman loves with purity, her love is not limited to the man she gives it to. That love becomes a foundation, something that outlives her and carries into the lives of her children, her family, and the generations that come after her. You see, love is not just an emotion, love is a seed. When a woman plants it in her home, it takes root and grows into a tree that offers shade and fruit for everyone around her. And unlike material things that fade with time, love is one of the only investments that multiplies far beyond what we can see. Think about it: money can run out, houses can fall apart, and even achievements can be forgotten. But the way a woman loves will shape how her children learn to love, how her daughters understand their worth, and how her sons learn to respect and value women. That becomes a real legacy. The patience she shows, the grace she extends, and the faith she carries in her heart become unspoken lessons passed down without her ever having to teach a formal class. Her children learn by watching her, by failing her, by experiencing her love day after day. And that love, pure and unconditional, will stay with them long after she is. We live in a society that teaches us to measure success by titles, by possessions, or by recognition. But if you look closely at families that truly thrive, you will see that their foundation is not wealth but love. A woman who loves purely gives her family a treasure that cannot be stolen. Even in poverty, her children can feel rich in her presence. Even in storms, her husband can feel anchored by her faith. That's the unseen value of her love. It holds things together when the world would otherwise tear them apart. And let me educate you on this. When a woman pulls out her pure love, she is building a blueprint for generations. The way she loves teaches her children how to build their own families. A boy who grows up seeing his mother's unconditional love will understand what sacrifice and commitment look like. And a girl who grows up with that same example will understand the power of her own worth. This is how generational cycles of brokenness are healed: by one woman deciding to love purely with intention, with integrity, and with strength. So when we talk about legacy, we cannot reduce it to what's written in a will or what's left in a bank account. Legacy is character, values, and the lessons of love. A woman's pure love becomes the silent architect of a family's future. It's what gives children the courage to dream, it's families the strength to stand through hardship, and it's what echoes long after she has left this world. Her love becomes the foundation that future generations build on, and that is a legacy that money could never buy. A woman's love, when it is pure, is one of the most sacred treasures on this earth. But the truth is that treasure has to be protected. Too many women have poured their whole heart into someone who wasn't ready, someone who wasn't worthy, and someone who didn't know how to handle it. And when that happens, it doesn't just leave her with a temporary scar, it shakes the very foundation of her legacy. Because her love isn't just for the moment, it's tied to her future, her family, and the example she sets for the next generation. That's why protecting her heart is not only important, it is necessary. When a woman gives her heart, she isn't just giving affection. She's giving trust, loyalty, energy, and the best years of her life. She's pouring dreams into another person. But if that love is mishandled, it can drain her spirit. It can rob her of time she can never get back. And it can make her question her worth. This is why it's critical for women to understand the weight of what they carry and to be intentional about who they give it to. Every man doesn't deserve a pure woman's love. Every man hasn't earned the right to sit at that table. Love should never be thrown to someone who hasn't proven their ability to honor it. Men, if you are listening, understand this truth. When a woman gives you her pure love, you are holding something holy in your hands. You have a responsibility to protect it, not exploit it. Because if you break her heart, you're not just breaking one person, you're disrupting the way she shows up for her children. You're affecting how she sees herself, and you're damaging the trust she may offer to others in the future. It's bigger than just two people, it's about a legacy. The way you treat her doesn't just affect her today, it echoes into generations. And to the women, hear me clearly, protecting your heart doesn't mean shutting down or refusing to love. It means guarding your love like the treasure. It means making sure a man has proven himself before you give him access to the most vulnerable part of you. Protecting your heart is not selfish, it is wise. Because when you protect it, you protect your future, your family, and your purpose. A pure love poured into the right man can build nations. A pure love poured into the wrong man can destroy years of your life. The lesson is simple but powerful. Her heart is her legacy. What she gives out of it will either build or it will break. That's why the responsibility is on both sides. A woman must guard it and a man must honor it. Because when her pure love is respected and protected, it becomes a foundation for something unshakable. A legacy that not only blesses her, but also blesses everyone connected to her. The world we live in is filled with broken. See it in families torn apart, in men carrying silent wounds, and women holding on to pain never speak of, and then children that grow up searching for love in all the wrong places. And in the middle of all that brokenness, a woman's pure love has the power to be a healing force. It's not just about romantic healing, it's about emotional, spiritual, and generational healing. When a woman loves with purity, she becomes a safe place in a world that often feels cold and unforgiving. She offers acceptance where others have rejected. She brings calm where there's been chaos. And she believes when the world has already counted someone out. Think about a man who has been beaten down by life. Maybe he grew up without a father. Maybe he's failed in business. Maybe he carries the shame of mistakes. When he meets a woman who loves purely, she doesn't see him only for where he is right now. She sees him for what he can become. She speaks life into his broken places, reminding him that he's more than his past and stronger than his failures. That love becomes medicine to his soul, and in that process, healing happens. A man who once doubted himself begins to rise again, not because someone gave him money or status, but because a woman loved him in a way that reminded him of his worth. But it doesn't stop with men. Children are healed through a woman's pure love, too. When a mother pours love into her children, she's not just meeting their physical needs, she's meeting emotional ones. She's teaching them that they are worthy, that they are valuable, and that no matter what mistakes they make, love can still come. That kind of upbringing produces adults who know how to give love and how to receive it. And the cycle of brokenness is interrupted because of the healing power of her love. Even in the community, you'll find this truth. A woman who loves purely becomes a light to others. Her presence alone can shift an environment because people feel safe around her. She creates spaces where broken people can come and not feel judged. She shows patience where others show condemnation, and that is healing. Sometimes healing isn't about fixing everything. Sometimes it's about being a place where others can breathe again, where they can release their pain and start fresh. That is the silent power of a woman's pure love. The beauty of this kind of love is that it doesn't need perfection to heal. A woman doesn't have to have all the answers. She doesn't have to be flawless. What makes her love healing is its sincerity. It's the purity of her intention, the selflessness of her sacrifice, and the hope she continues to hold even when circumstances look hopeless. And when that love touches others, it brings restoration that money, therapy, or even time alone could not accomplish. A woman's pure love is truly a healer, not because of what she does, but because of who she is when she chooses to love with her whole heart. When we talk about pure love, we cannot ignore the sacrifices behind it. Too often, people see the surface of a woman's love, but they don't recognize the price she pays to keep that love alive. love when it is real and pure is called. A woman who chooses to love purely is constantly giving up pieces of herself, her time, her energy, her dreams, her comfort, and sometimes even her peace. You see the smile, you see the support, you see the encouragement, but what you don't see are the nights she stayed awake praying, the tears she cried in silence, or the opportunities she let go of so someone else could shine. That is the reality of pure love. It costs something. Think about the mothers who sacrificed their own dreams so their children could have a chance to live theirs. Think about the wives who stood beside their husbands when they had nothing, pushing them, encouraging them, believing in them, even when the world had turned its back. Think about the women who gave their last so someone else could have a first. That's what pure love looks like. It's not about words, it's about sacrifice. And the crazy thing is, many times those sacrifices go unnoticed. The world applauds the results, the successful man, the thriving children, the strong family, but they rarely applaud the woman whose love made it possible. Her sacrifices become invisible success story. But here's the truth: behind every strong family and behind every man who was risen from nothing, there's usually a woman who quietly carried the weight. Her sacrifices might not be written in history books, but they are etched in the fabric of life. They are remembered in the way her children treat others, in the way her husband stands tall, and in the way generations thrive long after she is gone. Her legacy is not only in what she gave, but also in what she gave up. Let's be honest, sacrifice isn't easy. It hurts to give up your own comfort for someone else. It's hard to silence your own desires so another can chase theirs. But that's where the purity of love is revealed. In the willingness to put others before yourself, not because you're forced to, but because your heart compels you. That is what makes her love so powerful and so rare. This is why her sacrifices must not be taken for granted. You should recognize the price she has paid and live in a way that proves the sacrifices were not wasted. Because when a woman loves purely, she is laying down parts of herself so you can rise higher. Her sacrifice becomes the soil in which dreams grow. And when you honor that sacrifice, you multiply her legacy. If you've ever been touched by the pure love of a woman, you carry a responsibility that cannot be ignored. Her love is not something you just experience and move on from. It leaves an imprint on your soul. It shapes who you are, and it silently demands that way that honors what she poured into you. A woman's pure love is not a gift you earn, it's a gift she chooses. And when you've been given that kind of love, you owe it to her and to yourself to live differently. Think about your mother, your wife, or even a teacher who cared enough to believe in you when nobody else did. Their love was more than words. It was patience, sacrifice, correction, and encouragement. They saw potential in you when you couldn't see it in yourself. They prayed for you when you didn't even know you needed it. They stood in a gap for you when the world would have let you fall. That love was pure. That love was priceless. And now the question is, how do you honor it? You honor it by the way you live. You honor it by walking in integrity, by making choices that reflect the values they instilled in you. Every time you choose honesty over deceit, every time you choose commitment over convenience, every time you choose faith over fear, you are living in a way that gives her love a return. Her legacy doesn't end with her. It continues through the lives she touched. And if you're one of them, then you are her legacy. The danger is that too many people take a woman's love for granted. They assume it will always be there. They think she'll always forgive, always sacrifice, always hold them up no matter how they are. But the truth is, even the purest love has limits when it is unappreciated. And when you fail to honor that love, you dishonor not just her, but also yourself. Because when you dishonor love, you strip yourself of the very foundation that helped build you. Living to honor her love doesn't mean being perfect. It means being intentional. It means carrying the lessons she gave you into your daily life. If she taught you kindness, then be kind. If she taught you resilience, then don't quit when life gets hard. If she taught you faith, then trust God even when things don't make sense. This is how you honor her, not just by saying a thank you, but by living as proof that her love was not wasted. One day her voice may not be there to guide you. Her hands may not be there to comfort you. Her presence may not be there to strengthen you. But if you truly carry her love inside of you, then she never really leaves. She lives on through you. Her legacy is written in your choices, in your character, and in the love you pass down to her. That is how you honor her love, by making sure it doesn't end with you, but instead multiplies into future generations. When it's all said and done, the legacy of a woman's pure love is bigger than her relationships, and bigger than her lifetime. It is a force that shapes men into leaders, children into visionaries, and families into strong foundations that cannot be shaken. We've seen how her purity is strength, how her love lays a foundation for generations, how it protects her future, how her love heals wounds no one else can touch, how sacrifices build lives, and how the way we honor her love determines the legacy we carry forward. This is not just about celebrating women. It's about educating us all in the weight of what they carry. A pure-hearted woman doesn't just love for today. She loves in a way that echoes through decades. Her words, her sacrifices, her patience, and her unwavering belief in others plant seeds that will grow long after she is gone. And if we are wise, we will recognize that her love is not something to be overlooked, but something to be cherished, honored, and multiplied. So I challenge you, if you've ever been touched by a woman's pure love from your mother, your grandmother, your wife, your sister, or even a mentor, don't let it stop with you. Let it change you. Let it shape the way you love others. Let it be the standard for how you treat people, how you lead your home, and how you live your life. Because when you carry that love forward, you're not just living for yourself, you're extending her legacy. The world is in desperate need of love, is in desperate need of love that is real, that is selfless, that is pure. And God has placed that kind of love inside women as a gift to humanity. But that gift must be valued. That gift must be respected. That gift must be protected. Because when we protect and honor the love of a woman, we are not just protecting one person, we are safeguarding the very fabric of future generations. The legacy of a woman's pure love is the greatest inheritance we can ever receive. Don't take it for granted and don't misuse it. Don't let it die with you. Instead, honor it by how you live, multiply it by how you love, and pass it on so that the world can continue to heal through the greatest force it will ever know, a woman's pure love.